Since July 2021, international students can benefit from graduate visa or PSW visa in the UK. It is an amazing opportunity because it allows international students to work in the UK for 2 or 3 years upon graduation. They can either work in any job or look for a position. So in this video, I wish to share with you some of my observations about the reality of this visa when it comes to starting your career in the UK as an international student. Hello everyone, I'm Valeria and this is my Grad. On my YouTube channel I share tips and advice on studying and working in the UK. So graduate visa in the UK, or graduate route, or PSW how it's called sometimes, what it is about. I'm not an immigration advisor, I'm a career consultant for international students in the UK. So keep this in mind that if you're looking for immigration advice, you need to contact the immigration lawyers. Let me provide some general information about this visa. It's all taken from gov.uk website. The link is in the description of this video. Gov.uk website is the official website of UK government, and that's where the most relevant and up-to-date information comes from. In order to be eligible for a graduate visa or PSW in the UK, when you apply you must be in the UK, you must be still on valid student visa or Tier 4 visa, you should have graduated from a bachelor's course or postgraduate course or other courses that are allowed. And finally, your education provider should have informed Home Office that you have completed your degree successfully. So when all of these conditions are true, you should be eligible for this visa. If you're not sure, you can always contact your university, contact immigration lawyers, go to gov.uk website. Now, I want to tell you actually some observations and truths about this visa so far. This reality that I'm sharing is actually very subjective. It comes from my personal experience talking to international students. It comes from experience of my clients. So if you have any more information, you're welcome to share that in the comments. The first observation that I have noticed about graduate visa is that it is relatively easy to get this visa provided you meet the requirements. The government is not trying to trick you, they're not trying to take this visa away from you. I know a lot of students that switch to this visa without any issues, but you need to keep in mind that if you violated any immigration laws on your student visa, then you might have a problem. For example, what issues there could be? Either you have not come to the UK by the deadline, or you worked extra hours more than allowed on your visa, or you've done some kind of crime. So in this case, you might have trouble getting graduate visa. Also note that if your dependents were not on your student visa with you, so if your husband or children were not your dependents on your student visa with you, it's very likely they won't be able to be your dependents on the graduate visa. Also, I have noticed that you usually don't require any solicitor's help when applying for this visa if you don't have any exceptional circumstances. This is because I've noticed a lot of students applied themselves online and the process was quite straightforward. Obviously, if you need any special advice, then do reach out to a solicitor. The second observation I want to share with you is that there is some uncertainty about how long this visa will last. Why am I so worried about it? Because, well, I was an international student back in 2011. I arrived in the UK, and around 2012 the student visa extension or graduate visa was cancelled. So I didn't have a chance to benefit from this visa, even though when I arrived to the UK as a bachelor student, this visa was still there. So if they cancel it once, they can cancel it again because laws change, immigration politics change. Obviously, I don't think it will be that quickly, but we can never know. If you're planning to come to the UK in 2-3 years, just keep in mind to check about the laws and never rely that they still be there. In the near future, I think we are fine. Let's take advantage of this opportunity. The third observation is that some companies prefer to hire students on graduate visa and then switch them to skilled worker visa if they perform. So this is good and bad news. On one hand, it is a good thing because a lot of companies that were really cautious about sponsoring international students before, now less worried. They are more open to international students because they can have that trial period to get to know the candidate, to get to know whether they can perform the role, and after that they are more confident of spending the money on the visa and also taking that responsibility of sponsoring. But on the other hand, some companies that were willing to sponsor students straight away now might not do it and take longer to switch a student to a skilled worker visa. And that means that just international students are faced with a little bit more uncertainty about the future career in the UK, and also it means that it takes longer to get a permanent residence or citizenship in the UK for foreign workers. Observation number 4 is that a lot of firms unfortunately still don't hire international students even if they have a graduate visa or PSW visa. Yes, in reality, by law you can work in any job, right? And that feels like you're completely free, but in reality a lot of companies won't hire a candidate that would require eventually a visa after 2 years. It's not unlimited right to work, it is still restricted, and some companies are worried, what if we train this employer but then we won't be able to sponsor them? So why companies don't want to hire students on graduate visa? First of all, maybe they don't have a license, so they will never be able to sponsor you, and they're worried that it's not a good investment into this candidate, and they want someone long term. So they don't want to train someone for long and then won't be able to keep them. Another reason could be they just don't know enough about this visa. Since they don't have knowledge, they decide just not bother at all. When they hear something they don't know about, they probably just think it's easier to go with a British candidate. Another reason could be that many graduate schemes or graduate programs last longer than 2 years. It could be 2.5 or 3 years, and then they won't have enough time to train an employer on graduate program during the graduate visa. So if you plan to switch to graduate visa, have realistic expectations that not all firms are going to be waiting to hire you. You'll still have to negotiate your visa options, explain your visa options, and search for right opportunities. I actually created an exclusive online course specifically designed for international students. It's called Get Hired in UK, and in this course I share my ultimate strategy to getting a job in UK as an international student, either on skilled worker visa or graduate visa. In this course I share materials, tips and advice on writing an effective CV, cover letters, applying for jobs, interviewing, passing different assessments, as well as networking and visa negotiations. So you can check out this course via the link in the description of this video. But also, if you're not sure if you want to start a course with me yet and you need some free help, I have a free training. It's 1 hour long training on how to get a job in UK, and it's completely free to watch, and I really encourage you to register because you can get a promotion on my Get Hired in UK course. Moving to observation number 5, it is quite similar to observation number 4. So observation number 5 is that it's still quite difficult to get a good graduate position even with a PSW graduate visa. Even if the company is willing to hire a student on graduate visa, it is still a competitive market. Even if you're British, graduating is stressful. Finding first job is stressful. Even if you have experience in your home country or experience outside your course, it's still a difficult process to go through all the hiring stages, to apply, to negotiate your salary and visa options. So if you want to get a good job on a graduate visa, and by good job I mean something that is going to help you towards your career, something that can lead to a skilled worker visa, then be prepared for hard work, be prepared for putting a lot of effort and energy. Observation number 6 is what I already mentioned. A lot of employers don't understand what is graduate visa. So it's not a bad thing. It just means that you can't assume that you are saying, oh, I have a graduate visa, that the employer straight away knows, oh, okay, so you can work in for 2 years or 3 years in UK without restrictions. No, they probably don't know about it. So you have to explain what it means. You need to explain what it means for them to hire you. You need to explain about the laws. Don't be afraid. That's completely natural conversation. Just do not assume that everyone knows about your situation. And you can explain to them how it can benefit them in terms of sponsoring you, how it can give them extra time to get to know you, and what are your options after the 2 years. Observation number 7 is that some employers can take advantage of international students being hungry for work or being a little bit desperate for work. And I'm not trying to be negative, and I'm saying most employers are very honest, but in reality, a lot of employers could be very positive about what it means to get a sponsorship license or what it means to sponsor a student for a skilled worker visa. So they hire a student on a graduate visa and they just think, okay, yes, I'll get the license, I'll get to sponsor them because this person is really great, they're going to work hard. And in reality, they don't understand what it means to sponsor. They don't have the right paperwork, they haven't researched the costs. Be very clear whether the company has a license before you go work for them on a graduate visa, whether they have sponsored anyone before. it's okay if they haven't got the license or never sponsored, but if they don't, do they understand how much it will cost? Do they understand what the process is like? Have they given you a clear timeline when they'll switch you to a skilled worker visa? So I recommend having a clear conversation before you start working for an employer on graduate visa, and just explaining, okay, after 2 years or after 1 year, I'm going to switch to a skilled worker visa. How realistic it is that you will sponsor me. Ask them to be honest with you. It's okay to work for an employer that is not going to sponsor you afterwards. You can get experience, you can get the relevant skills, but you need to know if they're not going to sponsor, so you can have a plan B, so you can start applying for jobs when the time comes. I would hate for you to stay for 2 years on this visa and then go back home just because someone has promised you a skilled worker visa. Maybe I'm being a bit overcautious because I really care about how international students use their time on graduate visa. But if you have an open, polite conversation with your employer about the future of your visa status or your immigration future in the UK, I don't think they'll judge you. It's completely mature conversation to have if you're working for someone. The final observation is a little bit shocking. Observation number 8 is that it does vary case by case. But what I have heard from some international students, sorry, I just think it's like really strange, is that if you retake any exams or any modules and your student visa expires, you won't be able to apply for the graduate route. So basically, one of the international students have told me that they had to retake a module, and this module was coursework based, and the university did not extend the visa because it was a coursework based module that the student could have finished back home, and the student visa expired before they got the result, the final result of the degree, and they were not able to apply for graduate visa. I cannot verify all the details. Obviously, it is case by case, but this is the rumors that are going around. This is what people are telling me. And it's up to you to find out from your university, your sponsor, what is the case. If you have to retake any of the courses and any of the courseworks, maybe the summary of this observation could be that if you have to retake any subjects or any modules of your course, be very careful in terms of your student visa expiring. Because to get the graduate visa, you need to have valid student visa, be in UK, and graduate with a degree result. So if you don't have any of this, you won't be able to apply for graduate visa. So you need to talk to your university, be very clear on how it impacts your student visa, if you have to retake, and just plan in advance in case you need extra immigration help. Obviously, if I hear more from universities about this law, or if I hear from the solicitors about this law, I will let you know. I don't want you to stress out, just wanted to be honest with you and share all the information I get every day from international students. I really hope you enjoyed my video. Let me know your thoughts about the reality of PSW or graduate visa. Did it sound like what was happening for you, or is it something that you have heard? Maybe there are any extra realities or observations about graduate visa in the UK, and let me know in the comments whether you really like this video or not, and whether I should do any more of these immigration type videos. So thank you so much for watching. As always, the best of luck from Grad. Bye!